Purpose. The purpose of the Project Management Operating Procedure for Exhibitions is to outline the flow of activities for managing exhibition projects undertaken by ARENA's project management team. Scope. This standard operating procedure defines the procedures including the responsibilities, internal controls, and authorizations for managing exhibition projects in UAE or KSA through the various stages of project initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, controlling, and closing. Applicability. The procedures defined in this document are aimed at providing guidance to the project management team in the operations department, which may include full-time employees as well as contract staff or freelancers, and who will be involved in delivering exhibition projects in UAE and KSA. Glossary of terms. Approved change requests are the documented authorized changes to expand or reduce project scope, and may also modify the project management plan, costs, budgets, or revise schedules. Method statements are the HSE documentation used as a means of controlling specific health and safety risks that have been identified, such as lifting operations, demolition or dismantling, working at height, installing equipment, the use of plant, and so on. Risk assessments are the HSE documentation that identifies, analyzes, and records health and safety risks to which employees and others are exposed during fabrication and installation. Procedure. The Exhibition Project Management Procedure includes the 18 key activities as illustrated in the figure given here. Each of these key activities are described in detail in the following pages. Provide exhibition bid support. The head of operations or projects is responsible for providing the necessary operation support to the account management team in winning bids and proposals for exhibition projects. Support provided by the operations department during the preliminary or pre-project stage includes providing operational inputs including CAPEX requirements and availability of team or resources for assessing project feasibility, providing inputs to the estimation team for preparation and review of bid estimates, preparing the project schedule, if required, for submission, preparing any samples to be submitted as a part of the proposal, and preparing risk assessments and method statements, if required. If project schedule, samples, or RAMs is required, the account manager requests the head of operations or project to allocate an exhibitions project manager to prepare the required items. Establish exhibition project team. The head of operations or projects is responsible for establishing the project team, including the project manager and the project coordinator. Once a project order confirmation email is received from the account manager, hiring of freelancers for the project must comply with the guidelines furnished in the HR policy. The head of operations or projects informs the account manager once the project team is established. Accept exhibition project ownership. The account manager briefs and hands over the project ownership along with all project assets to the PM and team. If an advance payment is agreed in the client's contract, the account manager should arrange the handover only after the advance payment is received. PM receives all project-related assets from the account manager, including, if applicable, approved final design, material schedule, approved bill of quantities, bill of materials, and any client branding assets such as logos, Pantone codes, and product details received from client. The PM is responsible for ensuring that any risks, gaps, or issues associated with the project are highlighted and escalated to the head of operations or projects and account manager at this stage for redressal prior to the commencement of project operations. Develop project schedule and samples. The PM is responsible for planning project schedule, including finishes schedule, production schedule, and project build schedule according to the requirements of the project. The PM works closely with the project coordinators in developing comprehensive project schedules adapted for project-specific resources, budgets, and timeframes. The project coordinator works with the design manager to prepare the finishes schedule. If the scope of work is outsourced, the PM supports the procurement and the project coordinator in identifying and selecting appropriate suppliers or subcontractors. For sample approvals, the project coordinator aligns with the external production team to prepare the samples following the guidelines in the finishes schedule. For the production scope of work, the project coordinator works with the production subcontractor to capture the production schedule. For technical drawings needed for the production, the PM requests the design manager to develop the required technical drawings. The PM works with all key project team members including, if applicable, project in charge for FF&E, and graphics works to develop the project build schedule. Once the project build schedule is completed, the PM shares the schedule along with the relevant project assets with the project team to initiate production, FF&E, or graphic scope of work depending on the project. Obtain venue approvals and permits. The PM is responsible for ensuring that the project coordinator arranges all permits and approvals stipulated by the venue authorities as required. If HSE permits are required, the QHSE officer arranges the required permits. If stand design requires the approval of the venue prior to installation, the PM prepares the venue approval forms and submits them to the venue authorities along with the documents required for approval. Plan exhibition project resourcing. The PM aligns with the project coordinator to estimate, capture, and consolidate all procurement requirements that are to be sourced from external suppliers, including any requirements for plant, crew, and transportation, based on the project schedule. The PM and the project coordinator support the procurement manager in evaluating and selecting appropriate suppliers. For crew who are allocated internally but have to relocate for the project, the PM aligns with interiors manager and coordinates with the HR and the procurement manager to arrange their visa, accommodation, travel tickets, and local transportation. If arena assets are used in the project, for example arena's furniture inventory, the PM aligns with the warehouse manager to plan the delivery. Initiate exhibition project procurement. Project procurement or production activities can be initiated only once any agreed financial commitments are cleared by the client or there is a formal approval from the regional CEO to proceed with the mobilization without agreed payment. The project coordinator prepares the purchase request in the ERP for all procurement requirements. The PM aligns with project coordinator to ensure that all purchase orders are issued to the selected suppliers. Coordinate stand fabrication. The PM is responsible for coordinating the fabrication of all the agreed deliverables for the project with the various project team members including production, graphics, FF&E or glass. Mock-ups are prepared and inspected by the PM as required by arena's quality standards and as agreed with the account manager and the client. Any request for change in design is subjected to formal change review process. Prior to mobilizing the team to the venue, the PM reviews the project cash flow status, obtains the required petty cash, and clarifies and confirms project-specific requirements with the project team. The PM reviews and approves the project cash flow status with the quantity surveyor. For allocation of petty cash fund for the project, PM submits the petty cash fund request to the head of operations or projects. The PM coordinates and ensures all venue-specific HSE permits, passes, and approvals. Before moving to the venue, the PM briefs all key members of the project team to confirm venue-specific requirements for delivery and installation, confirm the build schedule and availability of resources, confirm the status of items in production, confirm that all approvals and permits for venue work are obtained. Monitor stand production status. The project coordinator supports the PM to verify the status of the items in production, which could be delivered by the in-house production team or by an external supplier. If required, the project coordinator visits the production facility to assess the quality of items in production and confirm that the items comply with the agreed specifications. Coordinate and manage venue HSE. The PM is responsible for ensuring that all the works in the venue are conducted in compliance with the local or venue safety regulations as well as the safety standards defined by arena. PM coordinates venue HSE activities with the QHSE officer. Venue crew should be provided with appropriate supervision, instructions, and information so that installation works can be carried out, so far as is reasonably practicable, without risks to health and safety. Risk assessment and method statements, safety induction activities, routine safety inspections, and toolbox talks. As project develops, venue-specific health and safety risks are identified and mitigated. Identify the hazards, decide who might be harmed and how, evaluate the risks and decide on precautions, record significant findings, review the assessment and update if necessary. Safety induction must be arranged for the project crew to ensure that crew on venue are fully informed about the organization and operation of the venue and their responsibilities. All project crew members, including subcontractors, must sign the safety induction form to confirm their cooperation and commitment to the safe operations of the site. Regular safety inspections must be conducted to ensure compliance of the project operations with safety documentation and to identify and correct hazards. Accidents and near-miss incidents must be reported to HR using the incident form. Specific venue safety issues may be highlighted and addressed through informal and short toolbox talks. Manage stand installation. The PM is responsible for managing installation activities, including managing project teams and resources on venue, managing procurement and deliveries to the venue, and managing project petty cash requirements. The PM briefs the project teams and ensures that the team members are clearly aware of their responsibilities and the expectation to follow the planned build schedule. The tasks are clearly allocated and assigned, and the necessary resources are arranged and made available as required. For project-related procurements, the PM captures all procurement requirements, coordinates with the project coordinator to prepare and submit purchase requests in the ERP. For the internal resources, the project coordinator reviews and consolidates the crew timesheets to prepare overtime report based on payroll procedures. For external resources, the project coordinator receives and reviews the approved supplier crew timesheets that are prepared by the supervisors and approved by the project manager. The PM controls and monitors all deliveries to the venue from the warehouse or from suppliers to ensure that the delivered items are correctly used or safely stored. In case of deliveries or services from external suppliers, PM must ensure that the supplier is provided with an acknowledgement of their completion of goods or service delivery. PM must ensure that the goods are received and inspected. As the custodian of project petty cash, the PM should ensure that petty cash-related expenses comply with the petty cash guidelines. Per diems and other expenses can be claimed subject to guidelines in Arena HR Manual. Expense claim forms must be used for claiming per diems or expenses. Per diem claims cannot be future dated and can be claimed only for the days that are owed. Freelancers must submit their invoices to the project coordinator before the 1st of every month. Monitor and control project execution. The PM is responsible for ensuring that the project is completed within the agreed schedule and delivered within the planned budget and quality specifications. The PM conducts regular status review meetings with the project team members to ensure that the project execution is following the planned timeline. PM regularly inspects and verifies the quality of the installation to ensure that the works are carried out according to specifications agreed with the client. The PM is responsible for ensuring that project is delivered within the planned budget. Process project change requests. All requests for variations are submitted to the account manager. Variations are included in the build only once PM receives an approved variations document from the account manager. The PM updates the build schedule and other relevant documentation, communicates the changes required to the team, and coordinates the implementation of the required changes in the build. Inspect and correct snags. Once the agreed scope of work is completed, the PM conducts a walk-around of the installation works with the client. Snags are identified, including any client remarks. PM coordinates with the relevant team to fix the identified snags. Handover to client and support. Once snagging is completed, the PM aligns with the account manager to brief the client and hands over the site to the client for the execution of the event. If support is required during the exhibition, the PM aligns with the interiors manager to arrange, brief, and assign the required standby team. Plan stand dismantling. Once the dismantling dates are confirmed by the client, the PM prepares a dismantling schedule. If client requests any storage services for their inventory in Arena's premises, the account manager must be informed. Dismantle and clear venue. The PM coordinates the various project teams and resources on venue based on the dismantling schedule to dismantle and clear the venue. The PM coordinates with the logistics supervisor to control the loading of inventories onto the trucks. Support project financial closeout. Once the project closing date is declared by the finance team, the PM is responsible for ensuring that all project-related financials are closed. The PM ensures that the project petty cash fund is closed, support the procurement team in closing all purchase-related issues, and aids the estimation team in reporting the project's financial performance. The PM supports the procurement team in addressing and closing any project-related purchase and supplier issues related to ordering and invoicing. For the processing of supplier invoices, ARENA's finance team requires an ARENA representative's acknowledgement of the supplier's goods delivery note or service completed certificate. The PM supports quantity surveyor in preparing and reviewing the project summary statement that captures the project's financial performance against the planned budget. Report exhibition project closure. The PM reports any lessons learned from the project to the accounts manager. These outputs are used by the management to evaluate the performance of the project and capture recommendations on best practices or lessons learned to be adopted for future projects. RACI Matrix. A RACI matrix is a tool that clarifies roles and responsibilities in a project by designating who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for each task. Please take some time to study this matrix for a clear understanding of team roles. Please review this RACI matrix carefully. Related documents and references. Here are a list of the documents referenced in this lesson.